We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. It is hoodie weather today. Let's stink and go. Great to see you. I'm Stuttering Craig. Man, oh man, do we got a good one today. The internet has just handed out all the hits in the best way possible. And it is hump day. It is also Finish Strong Wednesday for me, as tomorrow I go on vacation. With that said, the person holding it down for the next week will be the one, the only, straight from Guam in wonderful Bucket Hat Land, Blabs.
Hi, listen, I'm sorry if whatever happens in the next 5 days.
I trust you.
To not let it burn down in flames. What if we go down in like eternal glory? Is that all right?
Perfect.
Okay.
If the show ends while I'm gone, I cannot put it on me, which is great.
You're welcome.
All right, there you go.
It's always my fault anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Except for when you point your finger at me, which, as we all know, Blabs, when you point one finger, how many are pointing back at you?
I don't have fingers.
Oh.
I lost them in a battle.
Okay, sounds good. What battle? The internet battle?
I was in Narnia yesterday, yeah.
Oh,
so.
that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you're
Listen,
back.
it's
and
like
safe.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. You know when he hugs the statue and it's like, oh, you lost your arms in battle. And he's like, oh, but you gained a great pair of boobs. And he's filling up a statue with no arms.
Yeah.
Men in Tights, anybody? No?
You know. Okay, here's a question. It is Wednesday, and I like your Men in Tights reference, Blabs. That's the
Best
one.
Robin Hood movie ever.
The one 90s reference you get.
Excuse you, I know plenty of 90s references. They just, take a while to cook.
Yeah, they cook it up. Cook it up. There you go. That's good. It is
Blinken.
Wednesday. What?
Did you say, hey, Blinken? No, I said, hey, Blinken, hold the reins, man. Anyway, it's fine.
Okay, look, I don't even know how we're going to do this today with Blab. She's clearly going off her rocker. And you know what? That's fine. So let's introduce Arch. Arch, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello.
Are you doing better than Blabs over there?
I am. I'm far more stable mentally.
No joke. She's fucking psycho, man. Crazy. There she is.
Listen, everyone else will get the reference. I was quoting the movie.
Okay. Hey, Arch, question for you. Based off Blabs losing her fingers. If you were to date a woman, how many fingers lost is the deal breaker? Right? Like,
That's a tough one. I think I gotta put the limit at about 3. Any more than that, it starts getting a bit weird.
like she's seen some shit after she loses
Yep.
at her third finger lost. It's like, ooh, man.
Yep. I mean,
What
I
about
live
you,
in
Blabs?
Norway.
Yeah, I
You can
know.
lose fingers
I don't
occasionally.
date women.
No, Blabs, men. How many fingers do they have to lose before you're like, I don't know. Do they need like a full nub on one
Well,
hand?
here's
Or...
the thing. What if they lost them all in one shot? Like it was a terrible accident, either a machinery accident, car accident, or something. Like if it was multiple accidents with multiple fingers lost, and I'd be like, so you're just unlucky or a schmuck. But if it was like the one, well, it's like, well, you just happen to be very unlucky the one time, you know?
Yeah, sure. That's good. Well, these are the important topics that we cover on Side Scrollers if it's your first time tuning in. And I'm glad you're here. Yes, the number of fingers that it would take them to make it a deal breaker for you to date them. And for the record, I am open to all people having lost all fingers if it was for a good cause, right? Let's say it was
Craig will date a vegetable, confirmed.
I'm going to hold on to that and not say what I was going to say because I don't want to get banned on YouTube. Alrighty. But
You've dated a vegetable before.
Dated a vegetable? No. I mean, you could argue some of the women I've dated had the personality of a vegetable, but not my wife. Yeah, it's good. With that said, we are live over on Rumble. We also have the X account and, of course, the Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, dishonor on you and your fingers.
Oh, man, straight to hell. We also have you can also watch the show over on Spotify, which is new, which is great. So uploaded that in record speed yesterday.
Shut up, bro. In 10 minutes done. Meanwhile, I'm still there for another 40 minutes.
Yep. Blabs' internet isn't really great. Hey, what's the internet situation over on the other side of the world, Arch?
I used to have copper cable internet, and I had to dig my own trench to get fiber.
Wow. Copper what? Internet?
Copper cable, copper wire. We had solid internet up until about 5 years ago or so.
Wait. You had to dig your own internet?
Yes, we had to dig the trench. It's got to be buried so and so far beneath the surface, etc. And we had to dig all of that from the main road.
I love that.
That's actually common in North America also, Craig. I hope you know that.
Digging your own internet line?
Yeah, or like installing a massive tower for your own shit. Yeah.
Okay, listen, I live in the suburbs, all right? Where these things are just delivered to me, right?
Aren't you so cool? Well, listen, if you live in the countryside, you're not so lucky. So if you're surrounded by trees and stuff where you actually have issues, like getting pinged in internet, they'll be like, oh, you can put up a giant metal tower for 20,000 grand and then you'll have internet. And it's like,
why don't you just call Elon and get his Starlink?
Bet you doesn't even work in this area.
Just saying. Blabs, it sounds like you need to do a little more digging, get your internet a little faster.
But that actually wasn't for me, like the whole build a tower. That was for another area for a person I know.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, you can watch the show over on Spotify now, which is great. We also have the Side Scroller Shorts channel. And, of course, we want you guys to head over to our home base at sidescrollerspodcast.com, where we're going to be doing a lot more over there in 2025. Lots of big plans coming into year number 3 of Side Scrollers. In mid-February. But if you're new to us over here on YouTube, join the 108,000 just normal men who have found common sense in the video game space. Great to see you, normal men. Glad you're here. Make sure you say hi in the chat. Let's do our best to get to 1,337 likes today. Like I said, we do have a banger of a show today with wonderful topics. But Blabs, I'm going to start off with something absolutely spectacular. Do you have Steve Ballmer laying around? Because Shamsa has come in with a $1,000 direct donation.
Where are you, Steve? Wow. Oh my God!
Holy
where did you move
crap!
Steve? Hang on, I'm searching. Please hold. Ah!
Developers. Yes!
Stevie!
Spam the chat with all the Steve.
Oh my God, let's go. Shamsa with a $1,000 direct donation.
No, we gotta play that again.
Developers.
Let's go!
We need to put like some music behind him when he's doing it. We gotta like ump it up.
Well, we are umped up now.
Do you think there's a remix of him out there somewhere? Like a developer's remix song? I'm curious.
That's a great thing that a producer should find whenever they...
You're right. I'm writing this down now.
Let's go. Hey, thank you so much. That is
Shamsa.
incredibly generous. Funding the show in a major way. It says, hey, Craig, I'm right here. Shamsa, oh, we see you. And thank you so much for that incredible generosity. Wow. That is spectacular.
What a way to go off on before vacation.
I know. I may be able to get the all-inclusive drinks package. Let's go. Be drunk around. Man, I don't know how I feel about that. I've never actually drank around my kids.
I was going to ask you that. Like, have you ever been drunk in front of your kids?
No. I don't even like to drink.
I've never seen my parents drunk ever.
Well, I've seen my dad drunk in front of me, but that's only after I was like, older.
An adult.
Yeah. My mom's been drunk too, but she holds it a little better. My dad's like, oh.
Yeah, I've never seen my parents ever drunk before. I don't even think my mom's ever been drunk in her life. She's a very proper lady.
We can change that.
Absolutely not. She's in her 70s. You leave her alone.
Blabs, we can change that.
No.
Blabs, how many $1,000 Shamsa donations would it take to get your mom on a plane down here to Texas to have a drinking party with her?
Absolutely none. My mom would never do it. My mom's a classy lady. You can't buy her.
I'm not trying to buy her. I'm trying to buy her drinks. There's a difference.
Not happening. Not happening.
I think that's worse, actually.
Man, that'd be awesome. It'd be like Blabs sitting in the corner while I'm feeding her mom drinks, and Blabs is like crying as her mom's.
Just listen, we're just gonna boot him backstage. I think the $1,000 has gone to his head. Anyway,
Clearly.
no parents will be harmed in the making of side scrollers. Look at, oh my God, he's crying. Are you good?
I'm just imagining this video. Blabs all cucked out in the corner, all sad and crying at her mom.
I don't think so.
Oh my
Do I
God.
look like Hassan to you, or what other streamers those are?
No. All right. Well, we do see every single one of your direct donations, every single one of your super chats, every single one of your Rumble rants. We're going to read them. But first, it's time for Today in Video Game History. What do we got today, Blabs?
Happy birthday. That's what we got. And tomorrow. And the day after that. Okay, so November 20th, everybody, is Metro Prime Hunters. First hunt releasing back in 2004 on the same day, what do you know, as a Nintendo DS launching also in 2004. And then we have Mass Effect turning 17 years old today in 2007.
Wow.
It's very much a Nintendo birthday week. Just
I'm gonna tell you right
hinting
now.
for the next few days.
We had some bangers today. Some
Yes.
bangers today that were not included.
It's hard
Arch,
to pick.
Arch, if there's at any time you hear one of these games that Blabs missed on our list today, please fire away and let me know what you think about these. Some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs, include The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse for the Super Nintendo. Now you may say to yourself, that sounds really stupid, but that game's awesome.
I think
got
I've actually
Yellow
played that
Flash.
one.
Yeah, that game is spectacular. It's like, it was a Capcom game. It had kind of Mega Man vibes in that you could change your outfits in it, and you had all sorts of different powers. It was great. They made several of them, including some Japanese exclusive Magical Quest Mickey Mouse games. So that was 32 years ago, 1992. 24 years ago, for the N64, Banjo-Tooie was released. Not Banjo-Kazooie, but Banjo-Tooie. Also, 24 years ago, WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. People love that game. Are you a wrestling fan, or Arch? You strike me as a guy who'd probably be really into wrestling, although you don't look like you're into wrestling.
We haven't even got wrestling in Norway. Even boxing is illegal in my country.
So did you watch the Jake Paul fight?
I did watch a couple of the highlights just to confirm to myself that somebody got paid to take a dive.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Yes, 1,000%. Was it? Did you get it on the dark internet, where you're allowed to see people punch people in the face in Norway?
Yes, it's not illegal or legal otherwise. Even in fact, poker is illegal in my country because
Poker?
it's hazardous gambling.
I got to be honest, Arch. It feels like there'd be a longer list of things that, or a shorter list of things that are legal versus illegal.
Well, you say that, but we legalized skateboarding, so it's not that bad.
Oh. All right, let's go. Congratulations, Norwegians over there. So, hey, Adam Krigler could go over and do a little skateboarding over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you also legalize backwards hats and beanies?
Possibly, although I have to double check.
Or is that an act of rebellion against the government?
Maybe it should be.
My God. Some other noticeable games that were missed today on Blabs' list, which, once again, great list today, Blabs, include Rainbow Six Vegas for the Xbox 360. Also, Rock Band was released 17 years ago in 2007. Is rock music allowed in Norway, Arch?
Yes, in fact, heavy metal music is one of our defining features. Heavy metal and skiing is what Norway is famous for.
Nice. Another noticeable game Oh, look at Blabs over there.
It still works, bro. It's like, please charge me. It's flashing red and everything, but it still works.
What a gamer, huh? What a gamer,
I'm a little
everybody.
baby Nintendo. I mean,
Look
this
at
is
her.
not the light, but yeah.
What a gamer. Look at her right over
I'm
there.
not a gamer. I'm just a dork.
Uh,
I can play
but-
Scrabble. That's what the game's in here.
Of course it is. Another noticeable game that I think is
Of
way...
course it is.
Another noticeable game that I think is tremendously underrated, but everybody seems to hate, is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for the Wii. That was released 13 years ago in 2011. I love that game, but so many people hate that game. That's definitely one of those like for the Zelda fanboys and girls out there. Also, 12 years ago in 2012, maybe the best Smash competitor that's been created, but kind of got sunsetted, was PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Did you ever play that one, Arch?
No.
No, because you like PC games.
Ew, he's proper.
That's right. Anyways, I enjoyed PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I thought that was a pretty good one. Anyways, some other notes. That was good stuff. Well, there you go. That's today in video game history today. And we appreciate you guys popping in. We'd love to hear your thoughts about games. Any and Blaz may be playing some Scrabble right now.
No, I'm not. I just wanted to show you that I still have my monkey ball. You can't really see it, but I have balls in my hand. Look at that. Monkey balls. Super hard to see it. Darn it. My camera's shit, mate. But yeah, there it is. And I also have Jewel Master Egypt. And I have Scrabble. For some reason, I can't find all my other Nintendo games. I think I've lost them or sold them. But yeah. Sadness. And I have this super duper cool pouch for it that's totally like a hiking thing, but I use it for my Nintendo.
Norm came in with a $20 direct donation or super chat. Says, question for the panel. Sorry for that going over your face there, Arch. Says, when you were growing up, what was the fad so dumb that you wanted nothing to do with it? Oh, I know that right off the bat.
Twilight.
The Pogs.
Yep.
Pogs. I always thought Pogs were the dumbest thing in the world. Pogs were huge when I was growing up. Do you know what a Pog is, Blabs?
Like poggers?
Yeah, it's like Poggers, Blabs. Yeah, Pogs were something just look up Pogs, Blabs, and educate yourself. See if you can find some videos of people playing Pogs.
Oh, those stupid things that look like beer bottle tops. What a waste of time.
I'm getting Roger Kloss in the chat going, boo! Boo this man. Sorry, I'm not a fan of the Pog.
You know what was a really big thing for all of like 2 weeks? The rubber band bracelets, like the elastic bracelets that were in the shape of something. And then you would stretch them up on your wrist and it was just like normal brand, like a band. But then when you took it off, it like went back into a shape of like a dinosaur or something. Yeah.
We need to sell some sort of band, like a What Would Jesus Do band, you know, that sold they sold millions and millions of those and probably went to some sort of corrupt person, you know, or, you know, maybe we should start some trend like that. Maybe we sell what were all the libs buying, like the blue bracelets or something because they wanted to signify the rebellion. Did you hear about that, Blabs?
No, what rebellion are they signifying? The Empire? Are they?
Yes.
We gotta appeal to the Emperor Palpatine over here.
They're wearing like blue bracelets or necklaces or something to signify that they're in the group, as well as getting blue tattoos blue heart tattoos because they choose love. Anyways,
Blue?
yeah,
Blue?
yeah, blue.
Do they understand the color of symbols? You know how like red and yellow and all that?
Yes,
What does
Blabs.
blue stand for? Isn't that just depression?
No, the red actually means fascism now.
No,
I don't know if
red. It's
I
not
know,
blue.
I know. Yeah, I know. I get you. But they can't use red because red apparently is fascist now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
We're all fascists here.
Everybody, yeah, absolutely. Jacob says, "Q, it's Blab's week theme song." Nope, it's regular old side scrollers.
Yeah, that way I can trick you guys.
Gear
Craig's
came in
actually here.
talking about the hard news, breaking news suggestion. Oh, listen, we'll definitely talk about that. We got a follow up after that yesterday. Jonathan Smith says, talking about digging trenches for utilities. Where I live, the freeze line is 4 feet down. Wow, about 1.3-ish meters, I think. How deep do you have to go in Norway? Ooh, good question.
I think normally you're supposed to put it at about 2 meters to make doubly sure. We haven't had any issues with it for a very long time because we've dug it extra deep. I think we have almost 3 meters freeze line here. That's because back in the day when we had it only at like 1.5, it would occasionally freeze during winter and then explode, which caused a lot of issues.
Yeah, that sounds like a horrible issue. Yeah, I'd say. Well, at least you have your copper internet. That's the most important thing. Lucifer came in and says, pray for everyone, including myself on the Pacific West Coast. Over 500,000 without power, and a second storm is heading our way. Send love. Is there some sort of storm on the West Coast?
I had no idea.
Yeah, Lucifer. Yeah, man. Sorry about that, dude. And we'll
Stay safe.
do me a favor and don't super chat. Hold on to your money.
And invest in electrical generators.
Yeah, thank you, Lucifer. Appreciate you, man. We'll keep you in our thoughts for sure. Let us know when you're back up and running, and hopefully you don't have to deal with any power outages over there. Mercenary says, okay, it isn't just me. I just confirmed, but every single stream on YouTube is stuttering like crazy and getting cut off. Something's up with the internet. Interesting.
Isn't Mercenary also on the West Coast? Maybe the storm or something?
I don't know. Norm says, coming soon, Norway will ban breathing because it's too clean.
Well, see, okay, I've got something equally ridiculous.
Oh.
You know how Sundays is like a holy day in the Christian world?
Yes.
It is illegal to mow your lawn on Sundays in Norway.
What? Why? How?
It makes noise, disturbs the neighbors.
Oh, what? Okay. That makes total sense. That's good.
That is interesting.
Wow.
You know what, though? Speaking of, like, the whole Sunday rituals, I had this roommate once, and she only lasted a semester because she was an absolute psychopath. But she would refuse to shower for, like, days on end. And it would be a Sunday, and I'd be like, don't you want to, like, clean up? You haven't showered in days. Like, you're gross. Stay away from me. And she was like, no, it's God's day. Who can? Like, I won't shower. But, like, she was, like, somewhat religious, but was like, aren't you supposed to be clean on Sundays? Because religion. Anyway, she was a nightmare. Yeah.
All right.
She stole my forks.
Damn.
Bitch.
Well, Jesus. She stole her forks. Good God.
I shared my dishware with her, and she would steal it all and keep it in her room. And I'd be like, I have no forks now.
Text4 Gaming says, fun fact about Mass Effect's release. A friend and I got both one collector's edition of the first game from Sci-Fi Channel's Sci versus Fi contest. Felt like we were the only ones who entered. You may have been. That's spectacular, Text4 Gaming, and congratulations. Hopefully you held on to that and sold it. Ghost Tech says, hello, guys. Ever found it odd that most fantasy fiction sticks to Middle Ages and Victoria era, where mostly Final Fantasy created worlds reaching into 20th century culture and technology? Yeah, that's a good point. Do I find it weird? No. But I understand where you're going with. Arch, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, there's only so many popular eras, I guess. You could do Rome, and it's been done a couple of times. Rise, Son of Rome, was kind of cool when it came out 5 decades ago or something. But there's only so much you can do with the fantasy aesthetic, I guess. You've usually got like a little bit of HRE, a little bit of Middle Ages. It would be nice to go back to a little bit of Celtic and Gaelic inspiration instead of just Roman Europe, but there's a reason why we keep going back there, and it's because it's popular.
I hear that. People do love it. Snake Master says, watched yesterday's stream, or watched YD stream today. I spent like $400 on Guitar Hero just this year, Craig. Really? HW and song commissions. Recommend getting some guitars. Clone Hero. Oh, okay, Yargon PC. Easy enough that Craig can do it. Okay, Clone Hero. Clone Hero on PC. Let me see if I can find that over there on Steam. Or I'm sure there's plenty of other ones. But thank you very much, Snake Master. Tell me about playing that with my daughters. All right. We got a lot going on, and I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks so much for being here. But right now, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. Blabs?
Time for hard news.
Hard All right. In the world of entertainment in the 90s, there was two kings. And those two kings were David Letterman and Jay Leno. Arch, do those names mean anything to you?
I think I've seen Jay Leno talk about cars with that British person who ran Top Gear. That's about my frame of reference.
So to provide a little bit of reference for you, David Letterman and Jay Leno, they were the two late night hosts. This is before the internet really took over, and before late night shows became irrelevant. So every night at 10:30, everybody would tune in to CBS and NBC. CBS had Dave Letterman, NBC had Jay Leno. And Jay Leno they were huge. This is the late night wars back in the day. And Jay Leno, he's always been a car guy, huge car guy. And I would say Jay Leno, on the surface, seems like a pretty normal man. You know, just a normal dude who's seen a lot of success, funny as shit. I'm sure he's probably said something that'll, someone will be like, but Jay Leno did this. But for the purpose of talking about this is Jay Leno. Jay Leno looks like this. This is what he's always looked like. And, put on a little bit of weight, but he's kind of got this smarmy voice, a little bit like this. And, that's my Jay Leno impersonation, But he's gotten a little older over the years. And Jay Leno still likes to get out and be active. And unfortunately, he was riding his bike and he fell down a 60-foot hill and totally fucked him up. To the point to where he was out the other day. And look at this, man. Look at this nonsense. He's got an eye patch on. His entire left side of his face is banged up after falling off his bike and just going down the side of a hill. Holy crap. Look at that, man. That is crazy. And he's a little older now. So, I don't know. That's just kind of tough to see. You see people's mortality thrown up, and he is 74 years old. So, a 74-year-old dude falling down a 60-foot cliff, pretty damn scary. Blabs, you got anything on Jay Leno?
It looks so painful. Like, he is really bruised up. Wow. Yeesh. This is why you don't take shortcuts, if that's what he did.
Just way to be overly precautious. Let me tell you why I think he's a normal man. Listen to what he says here in this interview.
What on earth happened to Jay Leno?
Oh, your poor face.
Look at my eye.
Oh my gosh.
Jay Leno is all bruised up. The left side of his face is black and blue. His eye is swollen shut. And look at his injured wrist.
I broke my wrist, lost the nail on the finger, and then I'm all black and blue.
The comedian says he fell down a 60-foot hill.
I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take it down. And then
You rolled down a hill?
Oh,
That's not true.
no, that's true.
Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Saturday night when he wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant before his show. Instead of walking a mile and a half down the road, he decided to take a shortcut down the hill. Not a good idea. This is believed to be
Holy shit.
the steep incline he tumbled down.
Well, I hit a bunch of rocks. It was 60 feet.
Incredibly, the famous workaholic legend performed just 3 hours later without even taking a day.
Wait, what?
Wow.
What?
What a stud.
Son of a bitch got up, black and blue all over himself, and still
Broken
performed.
body parts. Wow.
Wow.
They must have popped him up with like a bunch of pills.
Wow. What a stud. Oh my God. Got
Take
up.
the day off.
Oh man, Flicker. Yeah, that's a normal man, right? That's right, man.
Wow.
But JW's right. That is not normal. You don't fall down a 60-foot hill. Man,
I don't know. Like I too have often felt on the it doesn't look that steep sensation.
There you go. We got a picture of Jay Leno on screen right now. There we go.
That's a lot for somebody in their 70s to fall, take a big tumble like that. Because it's worse for elderly people. People need to put themselves in the elderly's shoes. It's worse than you think it is. He's got broken body parts. He's completely bruised. He can't see out of one eye. And then he goes and performs on stage 3 hours later. That dude must have been doped up on painkillers.
What a stud. Golly, that's crazy. Let's finish up this Inside Edition story here.
Day off to nurse his injuries. Last night he was back at it again, performing at a
What? He's still going? He's like, what? Are you kidding me?
He's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keeps going.
What a stud. Oh my gosh.
comedy show in Beverly Hills. This is just the latest mishap to afflict Leno in recent years. In November 2022, he was severely burned in a fire inside his garage.
I went to the Grossman Burn Center and I got a new face. That's a brand new ear.
Leno needed skin grafts, and there he is undergoing hyperbaric therapy at the world-renowned Grossman Burn Center in Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, he'll perform at Comedy for a Cause in Hermosa Beach to raise money for the Burn Foundation. His thank you for saving his life.
Damn.
Jay Leno may be the greatest living American. Like, wow. Good God. What a story. I got to hear the last 10 seconds of this.
Will you be able to see again?
It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
Man, isn't that awesome? It'll be fine. I'm good.
Fine. Be fine. He sounds like Ross from Friends. I'm totally fine. Meanwhile, everything's like breaking down inside of him.
Wow. What more of an alpha Chad do you need? I mean, this guy has a new ear, got his face burned off, fell down a cliff, and he's still wanting to work. Hey, Arch, that's some American power right there.
Very clearly. Oh, that is badass. That is very badass.
It's impressive. Someone really needs to tell him to take the day off, though, for his own health. Like, you need to rest, man.
I mean, holy shit. That's one of those things where you look at, it only would have been cooler if somebody took a picture of Jay Leno's face and put it over Trump's face going like, fight, fight, fight. That's Jay Leno right there. Wow. I am thoroughly impressed with 74-year-old Jay Leno. And yes, he is incredibly wealthy. And yes, he's part of this uber elites, but goddamn, like, come on, what are we doing here? We can't praise a 74-year-old guy for falling down a hill and getting his ass up and playing a show 3 hours later. What are we even doing here? Ridiculous. All right. Blabs wanted to talk about this next story with you, Arch. She saw this video, and she wanted to get your input on this. You know, there's been a lot of discussion over the last, a couple weeks with a lot about the health in the United States in particular. And one of the new people heading up the health department in the, I don't know the whole, the exact title, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is big on like the stuff that's put in our food, which goes to this video here. Arch, love to get your thoughts on this, about the Costco items that are banned in Europe.
Pissed off. I'm in Costco, and I'll tell you, all of these products are illegal in Europe. Yeah, literally, go down the row. They're illegal in Europe. You know why? Because look at this, and I'm not just picking on Skittles. See all this? See the red 40.
Real quick, do you have Skittles in Norway, or are they illegal too, Arch?
I don't think we have Skittles. We have our own variant, which is called Nonstop.
Oh.
We might have Skittles, but they're rare in that case.
Okay. All right, let's see what else we got.
Blue, the yellow, all of these colors. It's in every one of these products in this whole aisle. In Europe, they're illegal. You know what they do? This is the same product. This is Skittles. And you notice they have E162 from natural beets. E63 is from berries. All of these colorings are from natural fruits. Not here. This stuff is driving ADD, ADHD, brain problems. They're excitotoxins. They're banned in Europe. I mean, come on. The same company's making products in Europe different than they are in the United States. You know why? It's cheaper, but they're poisoning kids. Don't buy this crap. Vote with your dollars. Man, am I...
All right. So, Arch, you see this. You see all the colors and everything. And we know this. Like, when you look at some sort of candy or Skittles or whatever it may be, it's certainly not natural colors. And if you look at like Haribo gummy bears, United States versus Europe, the colors are completely different. All the dyes and everything that's put in American food. But Arch, I would just love to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, food coloring was a big question thing in Europe 20 years ago, I'd say. Like, this was when I was a kid or teenage, more than. But Yeah, no, a lot of the food coloring stuff were artificial food coloring, which was not very good. And there was a lot of concerns about the potential health ramifications of many of these. I think there was a handful of them which even contained like traces of poisons, I seem to remember. So all of that was essentially banned over here. And now you have to have natural food coloring because you can produce most of these via natural means, like how we used to dye stuff back in the olden days, for example. You can get pretty much all of the colors out of plants or berries or etc., right? But I guess you never had the same like food coloring scare over in the US.
No, we pretty much will eat anything that's put in front of us and not ask any questions.
No. No. I don't.
Oh, that's it? That's all you're going to say?
Well, listen, there's plenty of people who are waking up or already awakened to the whole food scam that is in the American United States health industry. So, yeah, no, not everyone will just eat whatever's on their tables. And the best example is Tic Tac. In Europe, Tic Tacs are white. Here, they're flavored, they're colorful and everything. Just because they want you to see orange. I don't know why. I guess Americans are dumb when they need to see colors. That's what they're implying.
Arch, what was the Skittles alternative in Norway? What did you say it was called?
Non-stop.
Non-stop. And
yes.
this is a candy?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I can find this. Because I do think... Oh, yeah, I got it. Here we go. Yeah. I do like the... I've had several Norwegian candies in my life, and I do like it. This is what we're talking about here?
Yep,
those they're kind of cute.
They're kind of cute.
They're like squish Skittles.
Yeah, that's the best way to eat Skittles, by the way, is by squishing them.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You ever squish the Skittles?
No.
Try it. Come on.
I don't eat Skittles. I don't remember the last time I've even had a Skittle.
Oh, Skittles are great.
They taste wonderful, but like they're shit, so I just don't eat them.
Oh, they're so fucking bad for you. It's outstanding. It's crazy.
It's outstanding in their fields.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, check this out. Wow. S96 Blue came in with 250 AED. I don't know what that means. That's United Arab Emirates.
Yep, I just looked.
Nice. Cool. Thank you very much. Blabs, I'll let you read that because I'm sure I'm going to destroy that.
Wow, all right. So it says U of Hakum, which, by the way, that is 68 USD. So you get the boobies.
Let's go! Cover your eyes, everybody.
Right there. Holy shit. Okay, U of Hakum. He holds 5 Guinness World Records in PlayStation trophy hunting and was a partner for Sony. He exposed Sony to be selling unique PlayStation Network accounts, and Sony insiders are getting bribed for user data. Will you consider interviewing him on the podcast? Hell yeah, I am. You of Hakum? Is it like you heard of? Is his name Hakum?
I'm guessing you've heard of. Yeah, look for Hakum.
Yeah, he was hacked or something the other day and retired, wasn't it? I saw this news briefly.
Wow, I love talking. I think we could do an entirely separate podcast about talking to people about like video game accomplishments. I would love to do that. And people who are really good at their skills, I would love that. Thank you so much, Blue. You're my boy. Really appreciate that. That is great. Well, let's get him on the list. Have him on. Let's talk about this stuff. It's great. Jake P says $1,000 direct donation doesn't trigger a new alert. Yes. Well, we don't really have $1,000 alert just laying around.
Should I play the 200?
Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. Play the 200 one.
We'll see how you like it.
All right. Hey. Yeah. Pretty damn good there, Blabs.
Somebody sent it to me and I'm like, I can work with this, and I just tripled her.
Let's go. Congratulations. Oh, man. Shamsa, sorry about that. Wow. I'm sure that
no tax on tips.
The chat is very much appreciative of that. Let's go. Holy moly. Easily the best one at this point.
You're welcome.
That's the $200 direct donation right there. So that's good. First time we've seen that one. That's good. SNK says, really, Blabs, you forgot the pink lady, pink sauce lady.
What?
Scarpy says between Harrison Ford with the plane crash, Donnie with a bullet, Jay Leno with a freaking hill. What's with their elderly being immortal? Thank you, Scarpy. Appreciate that. Josh came in and says, Leno famously hasn't spent any of his Tonight Show money. Who knows why? Yeah, he made all his money from doing just comedy, and he just put all his Tonight Show money in investments and stuff. Like, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars over his career. Good for him, man. Vic, Leno, why are we here? Just to suffer? That's right. John came in with that membership for 10 months. It's not that long ago. Jay caught on fire working on his car. Yeah, now he has a new ear. We saw that in the video. Thank you for that. Mercenary says, I can feel the pain just looking at it. Yikes. Yeah, absolutely. And question for Arch here from DB Wild says, for Arch, I write fantasy fic as a hobbyist, and the majority of my world's Legends era is based on the mix of Celtic, Gaelic, and Nordic aesthetics. Oh, hi, the rest of you. Thanks, DB Wild. Appreciate that. And Arch, fire away. What do you got? I guess
that's good, though. That's a little bit different than the most traditional style, just like medieval and Roman stuff. Yeah.
Retro Jim wants to know if those jugs are DEI approved. We hired the best qualified candidate, and I got to be honest, those were very well qualified. All right, let's keep on moving on. Thank you, Blabs, for that.
Yes.
Oh, but by the way, Delta came in with the 5. Says, as a teen, we learned I had a low allergy to red dye 5 after using Benadryl for bad rash and hives. The fact that that's in Benadryl, of all things, which, Arch, I don't know if you know what that is, but Benadryl is like a medicine over here in the States for allergies. All right. So we've seen a lot of pushback on Marvel over the last couple of years. We've seen that the MCU, as coined by our buddy Gary over at Nerdrotics, he's coined that phrase very, very well. And obviously the modern audience, or the message, has been pushed greatly, thanks to Critical Drinker for that as well. But apparently Disney is making some changes, and it starts with their banner over on Disney Plus for the Marvel Hub. Now, Arch, I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to we're going to look at the top one, and then we're going to scroll across. We're going to see if there's anything missing. Now, have you seen this yet, Arch?
I have not.
Oh, good. Okay, we're going to start here, and we're going to move from left to right, and you tell me if there's anything that's missing. Okay, so here we go. This is the top of the banner, moving from left to right here, and I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, okay, so you can see everything. So here we go. This is what it was before, Arch. So really sink this in. Really look at it. See everything that's going on here. We're moving across. We got all this stuff going on over here. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it? Okay, there's the top version. Now let's go over here and let's look at the bottom one. Let's see what we got here. There's the original. And from left to right again. Left to right. Over here. Any changes so far? Arch, did you notice any changes there?
They finally removed She-Hulk, huh?
They did. She-Hulk has been removed from the list. You can see the before and after right here. So I think that ship has officially sailed when it comes to Disney Plus and Disney, as that they've given up on She-Hulk and all her twerking ability.
Well, that's not the only difference.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Blabs, we'll get to that in just a second. Arch, what were you saying?
It was a very bad show, even by Disney standards.
Yes, Blabs.
Well, that's not the only difference. I just realized there's something else different on the poster, if you bring it back up.
Sure.
Behind Deadpool and She-Hulk are different too now. It's like a portal for Deadpool, and then like whatever the hell that was supposed to be behind her.
Yeah, that's the wall she broke from twerking her ass into it. That's what
I thought
is.
she was breaking the wall for feminism or something, but yeah.
She's breaking glass ceilings. That's what she's doing, yes.
There's only one white dude. Wow. Well, now there's 2. Look at that. They're making a comeback.
Yeah, there we go. They can say that they've increased their white dude count by 100%.
Woohoo!
Congratulations. Way to go. Well, looks like they're making some changes over there, Disney, but not soon enough, if you will. All right, now we have another movie on the way here, coming out this weekend. Arch, have you heard about Wicked, or has that movie been banned in Norway?
I've heard about it, but I haven't looked into it at all.
Okay. Well, this is good because I think this will be a really good opportunity to give you some of the selling points for this thing. Now, this movie stars Ariana Grande. It is based off of a musical.
Wait. Is that the woman who was arrested for licking donuts?
Huh?
Blabs?
Ariana Grande licked donuts and was arrested?
See if you can do a little digging there. Do a little digging.
Wasn't that a thing? I swear to God, that was a thing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, chat says yes. I know I've heard this
No,
before.
Ariana Grande was not arrested for licking donuts, according to Google AI overview.
Okay, well, Ariana Grande is in this new movie called Wicked, and it is
But apparently is actually her. She just wasn't arrested.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Well, she was in Norway. She would have been. We know that much. You can't lick donuts in Norway.
Well, not the public donuts. No, like because the story was she was like in a shop and she just took a donut and put it back.
Okay. What? I'm sorry, real quick, Arch. What'd she do again?
So there was she was in a shop like a baker's shop or something.
Yeah, no. I just want to see you do that again. That's all. I just want to see you fake lick a donut again. That's all.
I'm being bullied.
Anyways, so Ariana Grande stars in this movie. It's like a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's how the witches, the Wicked Witch of the East and the West, all in Glinda and all that stuff. And the movie reviews are starting to come out. And Blabs saw this today, and she just had to talk about this. This is courtesy of Variety. Blabs, why don't you fill everybody in on their take on Wicked?
All right, so John M. Chu's Wicked flips the script on one of the most beloved films of all time, offering a timeless critique of division, fascism, and fear of others that is especially poignant in the wake of the presidential election.
Of course.
Which is everything you asked for in a movie about the Wizard of Oz. You know, when I saw this movie, it was coming out, and I was like, I'd really like to take my 10 and 12-year-old daughters to this movie. They seem right in the wheelhouse for this thing. But does it have a timeless critique on division, fascism, and fear? And unless it does, I'm not really interested. So I'm glad that they add, which is great. So excellent work right there.
Do you know what's actually sad? It's 'cause
Yes.
I really loved the original singers for the original Broadway. And, because of this movie coming out, all the old clips from, when it was premiering on Broadway, and there was all these, PR and reviews, and, ABC News was covering it all, and they were singing in Times Square and all that stuff live. Man, they were so good, these two, the original actresses who played it. And now we have this slop. And, here's the thing. I don't really care about, the Broadway musical. Some of the music, in my opinion, is amazing, popular, Defying Gravity, good stuff. Great tracks. But they just have to keep hammering all this bullshit into the movie. And I'm like, you could have actually made something great here. Because both of these people are qualified to be in the movie. They can actually sing. Now, do we agree with what they have to say? No, but they can sing. And it's you guys are so stupid that you have to hammer this down. And the funny thing is, this movie will still be successful because everyone's going to take their kids or their girlfriends or wives to go see this movie. But it's you guys don't have to do this for PR. You guys can just be this is a film for everybody to enjoy. Family friendly. Go have fun. It's almost Christmas. No. Gay, wheelchairs, and Trump. That's what's important. It's you guys are dumb. Anyway. Yeah.
Of course.
Well, when I think about that movie, I just think,
Yikes. Ew, what did you send me, Arch? Ugh. Yeah,
That's
seriously.
apparently from the premiere.
oh boy!
She is she's a great singer, but not
Wait,
for
hold
this
on.
role.
Is she wearing... Oh, I thought that was a Hershey kiss on her head. That's her hair. Holy shit.
No, that's a hat.
Is that a
she's
hat?
bald
I can't tell.
bitch.
I
Hang
can't
on,
tell.
Can I zoom in? Yeah,
There you
she's
go.
A baldie.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like a Hershey kiss.
No,
That's
it looks like a plunger.
Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Bloop, bloop,
She's
bloop.
bald.
Wow, that's rough.
She
I will
can
never
sing.
understand fashion, and I'm very happy about that fact.
Oh, we got more fashion for you in a little bit.
She can
big
definitely
fashion.
sing, but she's not right for that bit for Defying Gravity. So anyway, yeah. Like I said, she's qualified, but she's not at the same time. Anyway, it's a mess. There's like tons of people you could have picked from, but you had to pick her for a DEI checkbox.
Hippo came in, says, since Elphaba is now a black woman, would it be wrong? Elphaba. Just yell at me. Jeez, I don't know. Would it be wrong to say that a black woman tried to kill a white woman and her friends with different disabilities in Wizard of Oz? Food for thought. These are great questions that I don't know the answer to, Hippo. You bigot.
Yes.
Marksman came in and says, Ariana has looked like both Little Mermaids. Thank you. And Scarfy came in and says, first, they replaced redheads with black women. Then they replaced green skin with red suit. Thank you. Worthy One says, now Marvel needs to replace the rest of them with characters people actually like.
Well, they'll figure it out in like 20 years.
Like what? Iron Man, maybe?
I'm sorry. Were you just brushing your mustache?
With your pen?
Well, yes, of course. It's a tool.
I do that too. Let's all just do that.
Yeah,
Yes.
go brush your mustache, Blabs, with your pen.
As human beings, we use tools.
Yeah, well, hold on. Did you have a pen or did you have a brush?
I have a pen. It's a pointed object.
Okay, sorry.
But how do you brush with a pen?
You itch with it. It's scratch.
You also have these things called fingers. That you can just do
Maybe
that.
he's one of the guys who
I
lost
don't know.
those
It's
fingers.
less civilized.
Well, that's true. That we are just uncultured swine over here in the United States. All right, let's move on to another movie that's coming out. And Blabs is fired up about this one. My God, Blabs is fired up. Did you hear, Arch? Now, look, I'm not a 12-year-old girl. I'm not my daughter, right? I did not grow up on How to Train Your Dragon. Have you seen How to Train Your Dragon, Arch?
No.
Okay. Now, it's big enough to where...
You're from Norway.
Yeah, and we don't have horns on our helmets. It's a vile myth spread by ignorant Americans primarily.
Of course, it's always the Americans' fault. Stinking red, white, and blue. It's crazy. Well, How to Train Your Dragon is a major franchise for Universal, so much so that they are putting a section of their new park, Epic Universe, is going to be dedicated to how to drain your dragon. How to drain your dragon.
Now that one I've seen.
I'm sure you have, Arch. I've heard many stories about you, my friend. You and Kirsha getting together and figuring out how to drain your dragon. You were savvy as well. Anyway, so How to Drain Your Dragon is coming in live action, coming soon, June 13th. And this is going to be a live action version of the animated film. But oh, my friends, there's controversy here. Blabs, please fill everybody in on the controversy.
Okay, so let's just break this down. This is a live action movie of a animated movie, but it's not actually live action because guess what, guys? Dragons do not exist. So it's literally CGI. So it's like The Lion King, really, because it's CGI.
Yeah.
Nobody really wanted this movie in the first place because the other ones have only come out, in the last, 10, 15 years or so, all three of them. Everyone loves them. They're very beloved. In fact, Epic Universe that opens up in May of 2025 will have an entire area just for this land. And
I just said that.
Know it?
I just said that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying, wouldn't you know it? I'm literally doing a recap here. Don't interrupt, Craig. Anyway, wouldn't you know it? This movie's coming out 3 weeks after that opens. Just, surprise, surprise marketing. But anyway. They dropped the poster yesterday that we just shown. They dropped a trailer that does not include Astrid, the female main character, whatsoever. This looks like hand in hand just a live action remake. But
wait, Arch, do you dress like this?
Yeah.
Ever?
The cloak part, yes, but the hat is silly. I've got a Viking helmet, and it doesn't look like that.
Oh.
What does it look like?
Like a normal Viking helmet. Want me to go fetch it for you?
Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry. We have.
Of course.
This is actually very, very important, and the show needs to stop.
With Arch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. Arch is going to get his Viking helmet. Breaking news! Arch does indeed have a Viking helmet, but Blaswell, Arch does find that. Please fill us in.
So they decided. No, this was announced about a year or so ago. Oh, look, there it is.
Shut up, Blabs.
Shit. Yeah. Wow.
Look at that. No horns.
Bro.
No
That looks
horns,
like something
huh?
out of like Elden Ring.
Wow. Okay. All right. I like what's going
you
on
put
here,
it on?
Arch. I don't. He doesn't have his headphones in to be able to put it on, but that's all right. Wow. Look at that. Impressive. Arch. Do me a favor.
How heavy is it?
Heavy.
Arch. Take off your headphones and put on the helmet.
And the glasses too, because you won't be able to.
Yeah,
do
glasses over the helmet,
Glasses over the helmet. Yes,
or just put it on.
this is a heavy little bastard.
Let's see.
is
Full screen. Here we go. Oh, no glasses, Arch. This is a first on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Big deal. Arch is figuring it out. This is major. Look at this. This is the type of content you get on side scrollers. Oh my God!
Why does he look like one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings?
Let's go! Everyone screen cap. That's a Viking for you. Viking in 2024.
That must have hurt. That thing's probably really heavy.
Oh my God. That's so good. Hey,
If you
Arch.
had to estimate in pounds, how many pounds was that?
It's a tiny bit too small. That's the worst part. Tiny bit too small.
Yes. Yeah.
Squishes you.
Oh my gosh. That's
Probably a
hilarious.
good 2-3 kilograms. It is a hefty piece of solid fucking metal.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just
Pretty
think
good.
they wore all that armor back in the day.
That's so good. That totally reminds me. Oh my God. There was a game called Dead Space back in the day. Do you remember that game, Dead Space, Arch? Back in the
I do.
Yeah. And my buddy Destin, who works for IGN, most famously back in like 2008, cosplayed as a Dead Space guy. I'm trying to pull this picture up because it is absolutely spectacular. And when you put that on, that is that. Oh, got it. Here we go. This is it. I don't think I have it with. Oh, he doesn't have the helmet on. But this is probably my favorite picture of Destin Legary ever. And when people will look at this image and they will say, "This is what's wrong with video games," I will tell you this is what everything that's right with video games. But when you put that on, this is the first thing I thought of was Destin cosplaying as. He had a full helmet and everything. Oh my God! Sorry. Anyways, Arch, I loved everything about what just happened. Thank you for sharing.
You're very welcome.
That was great. So there's a movie coming out, Blabs. What?
Yeah, I'm totally side-railed by the helmet. Anyway,
Okay.
so yes, How to Train Your Dragon. Then the casting was announced about a year ago, and they decided to cast Nico Parker. Now she is Thandie Newton's daughter. Now, if you don't know Thandie Newton, she was in Mission Impossible 2. She was the chick that died in Star Wars: A Solo Story. She was famously quoted for saying, "I am the first black female character ever in Star Wars, like the main character, yay!" That's her mom, so you know. Yes, she is. So Nico Parker is black, or like half black or whatever, but they cast her as Astrid, a blonde, blue-eyed Viking girl, and this is what she looks like now. So yes, people are upset, rightfully so, because this is supposed to be a Viking's tale. Yes, dragons do not exist, but like the mythology, the culture behind it is Viking. What are Vikings? White people. So that is the original Astrid in the animated movies, if you lived under a rock or something. So, or like you, Craig, you don't like this franchise.
I don't know, yeah.
So yes, people are upset about it, and people are like, "Oh, you're just racist," and this is very much like the Annabeth Chase casting all over again from Percy Jackson from Disney, where the chick was also blonde, and then they casted her as a black chick. And the thing is, like, that was how she originally looked. This is her from the movies that came out in 2010, and people were pissed off then about the casting because she was like 10 years too old, wrong hair color, wrong eye color, everything about the casting for that movie was shit. And they're completely ignoring this, saying, "Nah, you're just racist," even though the same people upset about Astrid today were upset 10 plus years ago about Annabeth, who are still upset about the recasting of Annabeth for Disney show, where she's also black now. So every blonde is now black, or every red hair is now black. So yes, people are pissed off, and we're just being called racist for calling out the hypocrisy of it all. Yeah.
The thing is, like, they're not doing this because it's even necessarily the best fit for the role, in my opinion. Because if you look at old school television, you will see there are plenty of beautiful people out there. It's not a rarity. There are more than enough people with blonde hair and the correct hair color. They are picking these people because they're established within the industry, and partially because they tick the right boxes. And even like Astrid. Astrid is a specifically Norwegian name. Like, its origin is in Norwegian. I think it means like beauty or something along those lines. And it's pointless. Like, okay, this is a fairly major thing, right? But it's a live action series of an animated series. Like, if you're going to be looking for new talent ever, this is the opportunity to do so, to find somebody who fits the role and then bring them up from relative unknowedness into the spotlight instead.
I agree. And the thing is, like, even chat's saying, like, Nico, she's like a quarter black or half black or whatever it is. And she's fairly light skinned, that if they gave her like blue contact lenses and they had her with the blue, like not blue, the blonde hair, she probably would have passed. But they didn't want to do that. They left her like that on purpose. The brunette hair is on purpose. They're doing this to spite you. So, yeah.
At least give them a wig. It kind of reminds me of when Daenerys in Game of Thrones, she was supposed to have purple eyes, and they had purple eyes in a couple of episodes where they tried, but they gave up on it because the contact lenses were uncomfortable. And I'm thinking back to Jay Leno, like, yeah, I fell down a 60-foot cliff, I'm still performing. Whereas today you have actors like, oh, they make my eyes a little bit stingy, I can't do this. Like, ugh, pussies.
Then there's tons of contact brands out there that I'm sure one of them would have fit. Like, that happened with Daniel Radcliffe. So Daniel Radcliffe has blue eyes, and Harry Potter's supposed to have green eyes. So if you guys pay attention to the very last scene that they ever in the movie, is the very first scene they ever filmed. He actually has green eyes, but they're very, very red and watery because he was allergic. But like, you could have just CGI'd or found other contact lenses. But maybe 20 plus years ago, they didn't have all these different brands. But for sure nowadays, they have tons of brands that they can work with. They'll be like, all right, if you're allergic to this, we can get you that, right? But they don't want to do that. They want to spend their resources instead on casting people for checkboxes. You're muted, Craig.
Silent Craig.
Yeah, sorry, I was just talking to myself. Blabs is pissed about the whole thing.
It's so stupid. Everything is just turning to shit. And it's just kind of like fostering this idea that Hermione's going to be black in the new show because everyone else keeps going black. So. And I'm like, ah.
It always comes back to Harry Potter, doesn't it? It always comes back to Harry Potter.
Well, because the show's coming out in like 2-3 years. So, yeah, casting soon.
All right.
And then it just makes me sad. It's fine.
Let's do a follow-up as if I can move past that. Blabs going crazy on Harry Potter for the How to Train Your Dragon Astrid character.
Listen, I'm still mad about Astrid. I will not be watching that movie because they butchered it.
It always comes back to Harry Potter, doesn't it? Always, always. Yes, it's true. It's true. Matthew came and says, there's actually no people called Vikings. The word Viking is just raider in Anglo-Saxon. Thank you very much, Matthew. Matt came in and says, $10 for Arch waking up the 10% of my DNA that's Norwegian with that epic helmet. Let's go. Norm came in and says, live action remakes of animated movies reeks of lameness. The obsession with remaking animated movies is live action, and live action is stupid. Agreed.
It's dumb. Like, even when it's done very well, like the One Piece adaptation recently, that was probably as good as a live action adaptation could ever be. And even it was like, okay, but I could just watch the anime.
Like, are they doing this for copyright or trademark reasons?
No,
where they got to uppity up their legals?
Possibly, because technically you do need to update this stuff, and I guess this could extend their copyright into live action, I guess, so they can copyright some more looks or styles. Maybe.
Why not just do animated TV shows? They already did that for How to Train Your Dragon. People really liked that, so why not just continue it? Or do other things in the animated world? People would have loved that, but what do I know?
Al came in and says, hot take here. If this was a new IP, nobody would care. Since this is an established setting with established ethnic peoples, it comes off as cringe. No, I agree, Al. Yeah. I don't think that's a controversial statement at all. If this was new, nobody would care. And they shouldn't care. Norm came in and says, I can't wait for the Blade remakes with Jake Gyllenhaal playing Blade or the MLK biopic with Liam Neeson playing MLK. Man, could you imagine Blade's abs? Arbach came in and says, while I'm happy to accept the blame anyways, wasn't it Wagner who's responsible for the idea of Vikings wearing horn helmets? Unless you're giving him to America, which I'm also happy to accept. Thank you, Arbach.
Ride of the Valkyries. Actually, it's older than that. I believe the origins of the horn helmets came from Anglo-Saxon folklore, where they viewed the Vikings as punishment from God, as demons.
Sounds awesome. Dwight came in and says, just caught up on yesterday's stream and wanted to add my gaming trauma. I got drunk at a party when I was 16. Easy, Dwight. And when I got home, I peed on my 360 and my drawer full of DVDs and games. Dwight.
But why?
Are you an animal? You're fucking 16 and you pee on your own shit? No, you should have not shared that one. Rethink your life. You want to go home and rethink your life.
You played yourself. Sorry, Dwight. Golly.
That's fucking stupid.
Oh, my God. Sparky came in and says, more than DEI, that's a blatant case of nepotism. She's the daughter of a high-profile actress who's only that because of DEI hires attached to Disney.
True.
Techsport Gaming says, you want your mind blown? Look at the chart of redhead characters being race swapped to black people.
Yeah, it's insane. There's a ton of them.
Cladix came in and says, the Wokies probably going, wait till they realize Astrid was voiced by Selena Gomez, as if we are pushing voice actors to be the same race as the character. Right.
Yeah, because the voice actress for Astrid is America Ferrera, whatever her name is. Latina. But who cares?
Who cares? So long as she sounds good, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Right. But no, that you have to fire the people for Simpsons because they're not actually yellow, so it's fine.
Rubber Leg says, question for all. Which faction is the best faction in Stalker? Arch can list them out for you because YouTube won't let me list them. Also, told you so, Arch.
What? Told me so what now?
I don't know. This is the best faction in Stalker.
God, I barely even remember. Duty?
That's it. Number 1, Duty. There it is. That's all you need to know. Duty's the top faction. Congratulations. Unless there's also one named PP. Thanks, Rubber Legs. Appreciate that. Vito came in and said Jaguar, the car company, is going to halt production for the whole year of 2025 to restructure their company. What? Hold on. Okay, let's do an update on that. Blab, see if you can find some information about that. I'm going to skip this Denzel Washington story and let's go straight into this this Jaguar thing. Because this Jaguar, we saw. Did you see this yesterday, Arch? The commercial for Jaguar.
Yes, it was something.
Okay, let's actually go right to that real fast. And just as a refresher, if you haven't seen it, the European company I say Jaguar, and someone was like, "That's not how you say it." How do you say that phrase there, Arch?
Jaguar.
Okay, Jaguar. Got it. Jaguar. All right. This is
that's Superchats fake news.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Vito. Appreciate that. All right, let's see but I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that comes to fruition because we have a follow-up from that story yesterday. So just roll with this. This is 30 seconds of your life you'll never get back and you'll always remember. Okay. I appreciate your that's great. And the phrase here is copy nothing. And this has been memed out to hell after this, as it is what it is. But what's more telling is this, the new head of brand strategy for Jaguar. Now, have you seen this, Arch?
I have not.
Because this explains a lot. Let's see what this person has to say at the Virgin Atlantic Attitude Awards.
Wait. What the hell is he a sheer shirt underneath that's basically like one of those wacky shirts.
Thank you. I hadn't noticed, but now I see the fishnet shirt and I see his pecs.
Exactly. He's wearing one of them sheer shirts. What a hoe. Go on.
Let's check out this hoe.
And at Jaguar, we're passionate about our people, and we're committed to fostering a diverse, inclusive, and unified culture that is representative not only of the people who use our products, but in a society in which we all live. A culture where our employees can bring their authentic selves to work. And we're on a transformative journey of our own, driven by a belief in diversity, inclusion, creativity, policy, and most importantly, action.
Gay!
Yeah, that's enough of that. This guy's shit. He's literally just spewing word salad every other company says. And he's doing it flamboyantly. Good job.
So once again, this is the new head of brand strategy there. They have reworked the entire brand, the way that it looked, everything about it, right? So much so, the idea is that they're teasing the release of a new car. Now, I know you all haven't seen this because I had to do a little digging to find this. But it's a next-gen electric sedan, and I wanted to show this to you. Now, Blabs, did you see this?
I know that they're working on electric vehicles, but I have not seen what it looks like.
Okay, you guys close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Okay, I don't want you guys to see this. Arch, close your eyes. Okay. This is what it looks like. Open your eyes.
No.
What is that? Is that a zebra?
I think I've seen this before on a fat dude.
Oh, no.
What is that?
This apparently is what the new car is going to look like.
Is it like a bunch of like license plate frames stapled on top of each other? Like,
I mean, I don't really know.
It looks like the Lego plates. If anyone builds Legos, they look like those little Lego like flat pieces that you use. Oh my god!
The one thing that this brings me to when I see this, and just slowly, we're obviously devolving into madness here at this point. The tiny little cutouts around the windows, so the back seat can actually see.
Prison cell. Oh my gosh! Harvey Weinstein will love this. No presents in the back. They can't see anything.
The one place this brings me to is the classic episode of The Simpsons, where Homer is tasked with designing a car for his brother and ends up just totally screwing the pooch and making the Homer. Have you ever
Homer
the Homer, and ends up just bankrupting the company along the way. But when you see the messaging that this company has thrown out, and you see the person who is the head of brand strategy for this company, and then you see the car that they're looking to release, it really all makes sense.
Can you pull that photo back up?
Which one? Of the Homer?
The zebra.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the zebra.
Teases next gen. So it's actually a camouflage prototype. Wow. Here I was trying to think maybe they're like covering things up so they can't actually reveal the full thing and people won't be able to see it. But no. Wow.
That's where we're at. Yes. So Arch, would you ever buy a car like this?
Oh, I would never buy a British car, first and foremost. Like, Jesus Christ, that's asking for trouble. But what's really so tragic, though, I looked this up. This is a 90-year-old brand that they've now refurbished into a blander, more boring logo. Like, God, they had the same icon, the same logo for nearly 100 years, and some half-naked hoe, as Blabs so wonderfully put it, just wanders into the office like, no, I'll fix this. Oh, goody.
Savior. Okay, chat's saying, there's a lot of them saying that is not the paint job. All car companies do that to hide the look of the vehicle.
Okay. All right.
I sure hope that's it because like that shit won't sell.
Okay, listen, I'm not a car guy, or at least I'm not a big...
That was what I was trying to get to before.
If that's the case, okay. And appreciate your insight on that. If that is the paint job, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. But despite that, the idea of the car itself, it looks boxy and gross, and it doesn't look like anything I'd ever drive. But going back to the initial idea of copy nothing, you see the reworking of their logo as well, which clearly copies everything. Super bland, generic. Bleh.
It's so boring. It's like it looks like something you'd find in a Word document.
Yeah, for sure. Airbox says, for context, cars try to use disruptive camo and cover up the curves to hide the real design to hide it. It's actually fairly normal. Okay, all right.
Good, look, we're learning today, so they're not completely lost.
Yeah, okay.
Let me show you an example of this. So, like, the blandification of, like, logos and stuff.
Yeah, please.
Let's see.
Rubberleg says, you guys just don't get it. Jaguar is going to dazzle camo patents to protect it from U-boats. There you go. Thank you.
All right. Here, here's the old logo for Warhammer 40,000.
Okay.
My area of expertise.
Okay.
Always back to Warhammer with
Always
Arch.
back to Warhammer.
And it's big, it's fat, it's chunky, it's heavy looking.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the new one.
Oh.
It's sleek.
Flat.
It's stylish.
Papery, weak.
It looks like some type of like Air Force logo with the
Yeah,
wings.
we are just squeezing all the personality out of everything now. Nothing gets to be interesting looking. Everything has to use the same goddamn template.
Yeah. Nah.
You've even got the dumbass little line in the center, just like some overpaid intern is like, yeah, this is a design decision.
Well, we'll see what they come up with here, and maybe we're all wrong. Maybe this they is all right about the brand direction for Jaguar moving ahead, and we'll see what they do and if they take off. But I will say this, that tweet has over 50 million views, and it has been ratioed to all hell. And they're going to have to pull off something pretty spectacular for them to go, for sure. Boog says, do they have to be green for you to read them, Craig? No, we're going to read every single super chat along the way. You don't have your thing, Blabs?
Why do I have to have a bell on my desk for you? What am I,
You do.
your master? Ding!
But
I'm sure Boog has asked a question related to ponies at some point in the past.
But we do try to get any that are like 10, we'll try to get to quicker. But we'll get to all of them throughout the show. Victor says, Blabs, it's not word salad. Transformation is a Marxist term. The way he's using it to talk about societal transformation. These people do nothing but tell you what they're doing. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate that. Boog says, the new burn my retina's G75 from Jaguar. Taker says, oh man, Jaguar is dead. That's right. We do try to read super chats that are related to the topic that we're talking about as they come in. So, yeah, it's great. Ian says, it's really obvious dazzle camo meant to hide the lines of the car. Also, do you still need 3D printers? Ian, thank you for that. And yes, appreciate the clarity. No, I do not need any 3D printers anymore. I've hired 2 from the community, as well as an animator. So we're good on all that, or at least we're working on hiring the animator. We'll know more about that here in just a little bit. So, Commodore says, it's called Razzle Dazzle Camo from World War I. And we saw this. I'm sorry, I don't know the Japanese normal man says this is the marketing equivalent of 20th century.
Japanese?
Well, Japanese, that's Japanese.
How do you know?
Yeah, that's Japanese.
Blabs, I know. This is the marketing equivalent of 20th century brutalism, despair and imposing and representative of new oppression. Thank you. The worthy one says, if they are that obsessed with DEI, then make content based in African folklore. They won't, because all the creative people in Hollywood are gone. That's right.
Ooh, that was a slight deviation. The new Visions was announced the other day, and suddenly all of the studios from across the world are gone, and there's just more Japanese studios. Wow.
Thank you, Mercenary. My dad hates fixing Jaguars. I said that yesterday. Thank you, Mercenary. And there we go. Yeah. And A came and says, my little cousin 11 is a huge fan of How to Train Your Dragon. She's very angry with the live action movie casting. She doesn't even know what DEI is. And why should she? She's 11. Of course. That's great. Thank you for that. Scarfy came in with a 10, says, alternate history channels are filled with inspirations for a fantasy setting. Picture this: Mississippian native American Mongols fighting Alaskan Vikings in Tinglet armor. Thank you, Scarfy. Angry Salt Shaker came in and says, why is Jaguar hiding extras from Fifth Element? Keep on keeping on, normal men and Blabs. Thank you. And John says, I got to agree with Blabs on this one, Craig. How to Train Your Dragon is amazing. And the theme song didn't have to go that hard. Thank you, John.
The music is phenomenal. But the one silver lining of this is that John Powell, who composed all 3 of the movies, he's returning for this. So I'm assuming the music should be really, really good since he's the original composer.
All right. We still got a lot of stories to hit today, so we're going to keep on flying through. Guys, thank you very much for your support. We'll get to every single Super Chat, Direct Donation, and Rumble Rant along the show that you guys have delivered. But we had some news, and it's going to be our lead story today, and that is the lawsuit of Twitch by Elon Musk. Arch, have you heard about this?
I have heard about it, but not in any details yet.
Okay, well, we're going to get into a little bit of detail here, as this is courtesy of removepaywall.com. Thank you for that. I don't know if you guys know about that site. It's pretty good. But Elon Musk is suing Twitch, alleging the advertisers conspired to boycott the platform. Now, just the quick hits here. X has added Twitch as the defendant in a suit accusing advertisers of colluding to withhold ad spend. X has first filed the complaint in August against members of the Global Alliance of Responsible Media. Now, we talked about that as well. The idea that this Global Alliance of Responsible Media very much colluded together once Elon Musk bought the platform to pull advertising. Now, we also saw in the last, really since the election, a number of companies, including Disney, come back and say they will begin advertising on X soon. And it says ad revenue on X has plummeted since Elon Musk acquired the platform in 2022. But you know what has gone up? And I guarantee this has gone up. Paid users. Paid users on X has gone up dramatically. Now, I don't know if that covers the cost of the loss of ad revenue, but either way. So Elon Musk is suing Twitch, alleging that the Amazon-owned video streaming platform and other companies illegally conspired to boycott advertising on the platform formerly known as Twitter. Twitch was added as a defendant on Monday to the complaint, originally filed in August this past year. The complaint accuses members of the Global Alliance of Responsible Media, we just talked about this, and now Discontinued initiative. And that was the other thing. They got pushed back from Elon Musk, and they immediately shut down this Global Alliance of Responsible Media. A now discontinued initiative that was led by advertising trade body, the World Federation of Advertisers, and illegally colluded to collectively withhold billions of dollars in advertising revenue. GARM, a small nonprofit initiative that created common industry definitions and voluntary framework around areas like brand safety and hate speech, was forced to shut down days after the original suit was filed. The WFA, which is still contesting the suit, said at the time it lacked the resources to continue GARM's operations amid the intensive legal battle. So, the addition of Twitch as a defendant to the suit indicates that X has no plans to de-escalate its legal fight against the boycotting advertisers, despite claiming victory over GARM's closure. Unilever was also a defendant of the original complaint, but was dropped from the lawsuit. The official X News account said the company had reached an agreement with Unilever, and Unilever is a soap company, I believe. And that it would continue our partnership with them on the platform without specifying the nature of the agreement. Unilever has declined to comment on the matter. Anyway, so now they're working against Twitch, and this is coming at a really, really, really bad time for Twitch as they're going through an adpocalypse on their side of things. Arch, have you heard about this?
I have. I've seen some streamers even complaining that their ad revenue was down by 90%, which is nasty.
Yes. Unilever is an everything company. Thank you. Well, I know them as a soap company or cleaning company, but thank you for that, chat, for letting us know. In the case of Twitch, X's lawsuit claims that the company has bought no ads on the platform in the U.S. and has only spent a small amount elsewhere in the world since November 2022. The lawsuit cites GARM documents that claim GARM's brand safety standards had received executive endorsement from Twitch. So, a lot of people have been interested in this, especially with the state that Twitch currently is in. Because, like I said, there's a tremendous loss in revenue. Did you see the streamer who was generating $10,000 a day in ad revenue, and now he's generating only $2,000 a day? Did you see that, Arch?
I didn't see that, but that is tragic.
He was just, if we can all just put our coffers out and put a little money in the coffer for him, and then everyone get down on a knee and pray for that Twitch streamer who's only making $2,000 a day from advertising. By the way, once again, I'd just like to point out his viewership not much higher than ours. God, I wish that we ran ads on our show, but we do not. We do not. So I can't imagine it'd be anywhere close to $10,000 a day. But we do not run ads on our show for a reason, because we want to keep the engagement going the entire time. But somebody who does run ads on their show is Asmongold, and he has gone on record saying that he says, I totally support him. He should go as far as he possibly can. Would that include possibly owning Twitch by the time this is said and done?
Oh God, I hope not.
No. Why would you think that would be a bad idea for Elon Musk to go in and buy Twitch?
It would definitely improve it, and it would force me to start a Twitch account, which is why I don't want to, because that would mean effort on my behalf. But like there's a lot to be said about that, because one of the things that is interesting about this is like, okay, so advertisers are boycotting Twitter, right? Why? Well, because of hate speech. Okay. But why are they advertising on Twitch then? Because if you Google Hassan Piker, you'll see his face right next to actual literal condemned terrorists doing interviews. So that argument doesn't really hold up in the long term. Twitch was only protected because it had the correct politics. Now that shield is beginning to fail, Twitch is a platform which has been struggling for a very long time now. Like, they've been cutting into the deals with their streamers and their affiliates for years now, is finally beginning to see the end of their rope. So if Elon wanted to buy it, he might just be able to. I don't know if he'll be able to make the collusion accusation stick here, because I don't know how much influence Twitch necessarily has had in the advertiser decisions, but who knows?
Well, Asmongold has put a tweet out in response to the tweet we just showed. He says, companies operating as a quasi-government in order to compel behavior should concern everyone. I don't think that's a crazy statement by any means. He says, I know a lot of people hate Elon, but hopefully the greater evil of companies acting collectively as cartels is evident by now. Antitrust laws exist for a reason.
And they're not being applied. And what he's talking about here is exactly right. This is legislation via terms of service. YouTube has been doing it. Steam has been doing it. All platforms are doing it, where they realize that if they can simply deny you service in their terms of service, then you have to have access to it. Like, as a YouTuber, you can't choose to not abide by YouTube's terms of service. And so for all intents and purposes, it is the law. And if they decide to slap you and delete your channel, like, okay, what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing is the answer.
Well, we'll see where this goes with Twitch. And we wonder if there's going to be some sort of settlement like there was with Unilever here, where Twitch kind of comes in and they're like, yeah, Arch?
There is. I'm just going to raise my hand from now. But there, did you hear the District of Justice was pushing for a breakup of Google just the other day, trying to slice off Chrome? Now, that is very interesting because it's not just Google. Amazon's a huge company as well. If we begin to see breakups in these companies, that would open a big path for Elon to actually liberate some of these, be it YouTube, be it Twitch, Twitch being sliced off from Amazon, of course, etc. And I think this is a good idea because an information company like Google probably shouldn't be allowed to own something like YouTube, though you can also argue the same that Twitch probably shouldn't be allowed to be owned by Twitter. So,
yeah, that'd be. I like the phrase you used there, the idea of liberating companies from their corporate overlords there. But that will be a story that will continue to follow as we go along. Let's move on to this new clip from Dragon Age Veilugard. Now, this is from Cabrutus, and he just says this is 100% a developer fetish. And we're going to watch this clip. Savvy also has something, as Savvy is somebody who grew up on Tumblr in response to this clip. But I want to show this first. And we've talked about Dragon Age Veilugard quite a bit. There was the clip that went viral a couple of weeks ago where there was the misgendering and pulling the bar or whatever it was, the 10 push-ups, the physical punishment attached to misgendering somebody. There's all sorts of sexual shit happening in this. But let's go and show this before we get to talking about that, because it does tie into this. This is the latest clip coming out from Dragon Age Veilugard. And there's some editing in this, but just kind of roll with it.
Do I see? Oh my God!
I don't know. I might need to take a closer look. Look fast. You know how to welcome a girl back.
I will destroy anything that ever...
Well, Norm came in with $100 super chat, says here's $100 to skip this segment. You got it. There we go. All right.
Thank you. I was so uncomfortable. I'm like, why are you making me watch this? Oh my gosh.
All right, there we go. We will move on from that segment, if that's how it's going to be.
That was so uncomfortable. Can you get it off the bottom of the screen, Craig?
Look at it!
Get rid of it. Like, change your tabs. It's still there. I hate having
Oh my God. Well, okay, we'll just totally move on from that.
Good,
Sounds good.
Good.
All right,
Yes,
so
thank
Norm has done it. Maybe we should have a cringe segment every day. See if we can make $100 from that. Give it up for Norm, everybody, coming in with that. Okay. All right, next story here, Arch. That's a fast way to make our way through those quickly.
Moving right along.
Moving right along gives us a little bit more time to talk about some stuff. Hey, well, there's been a lot of talk about Dr. Disrespect on our show. I know, I'm getting myself, Arch and Blabs. Last time we saw, whatever you think of Dr. Disrespect, I know a lot of people have their opinions about him, whatever. He's come out and he's talked about, he had a deal with a pro sports team called the San Francisco 49ers. Are you familiar with that team? Arch, you ever heard of those guys before, the San Francisco 49ers?
Nope.
No? It's an American football team based out of San Francisco, obviously, the hub of all the insanity. And you can see actually in these pictures, I think at one point he presented like a draft for them. He was up on when they do the draft, when they draft players, he'd go up and announce one of the players. And he was a big advocate. I think it's like his hometown team. Anyways, they apparently have dropped him, or they did drop him, according to Dr. Disrespect, because of his comments regarding the Starfield pronouns option. So they're dropping.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that's why they dropped him.
Well, he was dropped, I believe, prior to everything that happened 6 months ago, whatever it was.
I don't think so. I think he's just saying that to get the heat off. But no, I think it was because of the whole Twitch minor thing going on. Because from what I understand, this San Francisco 49ers is not like against like, you know, the right, because they have people who are like pro MAGA and stuff. So this whole pronouns option, I think, is bullshit.
Well, keep in mind that the San Francisco 49ers also were the team that had Colin Kaepernick and spun off the whole kneeling in the league. And that was the, you know, that led to all the basketball teams and soccer teams and everyone else kneeling for the national anthem when Colin Kaepernick. I mean, they are the epicenter for all that nonsense that happened a couple of years ago.
Damn San Francisco.
It's fucking San Francisco. And it was just a nice little quick hit right there when it comes to
he's we'll just leave him out. He's an interesting fella.
He's an interesting fella. Also interesting is, Arch, did you see the announcements for the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley's show? Did you see all the categories? Yes?
I did see a little bit of it. A couple of interesting omissions and additions.
Yes. One of the additions to their Game of the Year category was Black Myth Wukong. Now, once again, I'd like to
Black Myth Waking.
That's right. That's how they initially announced it, as Black Myth Waking. But Black Myth Wukong was in their Game of the Year nominees, and we're going to find out if it wins here in just a couple weeks when we watch the Game Awards, which, by the way, you guys can become voting members of the Real Game Awards by going to therealgameawards.com. Use promo code SIDESCROLLERS or promo code Jeff. That's Jeff with a G. And get your $5 off your voting membership over there. Today is the day. Let's make it happen. With that said, people are not happy about Black Myth Wukong being a potential Game of the Year winner. So much so that there was a compilation of all the traditional access media outlets and what they were saying about this. Now, Arch, see if you can find a theme here as you look at all these different things. They're pretty much all the exact same headline. Game Awards nominates lowest ever rated title for Game of the Year in Black Myth Wukong. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Lowest ever rated Game of the Year nominee. Lowest rated Game of the Year nominee. Wukong doesn't deserve a Game Awards. Lowest rated game. So you can see, it's almost like there was some sort of, and I'm not, pointing fingers, but it's almost like some sort of collusion when it comes to these articles that are written, right? Now, to be clear, I don't think that they're all on some message board or Slack or whatever saying we should all write about this. But I do think what happens is somebody writes about it and they said, yeah, that's right. And then it trickles down, boom, 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 boom. And you get a bunch of articles really quick because at the end of the day, they're just looking for content. But Arch, do you find that interesting at all?
Well, the thing is, I partially agree in that Black Myth Wukong was not exceptional. It was a competent Souls-like game. Is it Game of the Year material? Probably not, but it is basically an ideological litmus test at this point. If it wasn't on the list, we would know why. The fact that they decided to add it to the list, I think, is almost more of an attempt to outflank the right from the right than an honest addition, especially when you also add on the fact that they didn't add in Veilugard, very importantly. So I feel like, again, the problem here is that this is less the Game Awards and more the what can we get away with politically awards.
I think the Game Awards is a product of, and I've said this many, many times, right? I'm very critical of the Game Awards. There's a reason why we started the Real Game Awards, right? But I do think that Jeff deserves credit in that he took a bunch of his family's money and he invested it into creating this show. Now, it's 10 years into it, and I'm sure that it makes bukus of money based off of the advertising rates that they have for the $250,000 for a 60-second spot during their award show. But I think the biggest thing that the Game Awards has is its desire to be accepted by Hollywood. It wants to be Hollywood so bad. It wants to be accepted by the mainstream. And the reality is that it's never going to be accepted by the mainstream. It never will. But it's going to keep trying. It's going to keep trying, and it's always going to get rejected. And we have no desire to be accepted by anybody. The only people we're worried about being accepted by is the people who are our voting members, and that's it. And I think that's one of the biggest differences between the two. But it is interesting to see the media out saying, no, Black Myth Wukong didn't deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, just look at the sales numbers. It clearly deserved it. And I think that had they not included it, especially coming off of what you saw last year with Hogwarts Legacy and it being the top selling game of the year, not even receiving a nomination, like that's a problem. So I think Black Myth Wukong was a response of Hogwarts Legacy.
A PR disaster they don't want to repeat.
So I've seen gameplay of Black Myth Wukong because a lot of my friends have it, and they all enjoyed it. They all thought it was a great game, no bullshit in it, just a simple, fun, straightforward video game, and that's why the media hates it, because there's no some sort of agenda in it, and they have to throttle and be like, no, it's not actually good. So yeah, all this, the media is just full of shit, but we've known that for years.
Right, absolutely. All right, let's do some. Well, I was going to say quick hits, but this is not a quick hit. We're going to finish with a few quick hits, but we're running up on time. But I do want to hit this one. Once again, I'm going to be going on vacation starting tomorrow through Thanksgiving. Blabs is going to be running the show. We got a killer lineup of guests for you guys over the next week. I'll be back next Friday, so make sure you guys tune in every single day while we're gone. But Blabs will be here running the show, and I'm very excited for that. So make sure you guys are. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button if you guys are tuning in, which many of you guys are if you haven't yet, and hit the subscribe button if it's your first time tuning in. We'd love for you guys to join us Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time when we do this. With that said, I think this is a very important story, and I think it's definitely worth talking about. As the world has changed a lot, Arch, in the last 2 weeks, we obviously saw you were actually the first show we had after the election on Wednesday 2 weeks ago. And the world has changed dramatically since then. And let's go over to Fandom Pulse for this. Fandom Pulse is John Trent's new stomping grounds over there, which I encourage you guys to go and support Fandom Pulse. They're growing a little bit more every day, still doing some great stuff. It says dozens of financial advisors warn corporate America that DEI initiatives are a liability. Now, someone could say, well, this is just some right-wing monetary management company, right? Well, here's the thing. They collectively manage over $16 billion in assets. And they wrote an open letter. This is dozens of financial advisors warned corporate America that in the wake of Donald Trump being elected the 47th president of the United States, that diversity, equity, and inclusion politics or policies are now a liability. In an open letter urging corporations to get rid of DEI departments and policy, the financial advisors who collectively manage over $16 billion in assets declared this November the American electorate overwhelmingly rejected the ideology takeover of political and civic life by narrow-minded identity politics. Critical race theory and diversity, equity, inclusion purport to promote belonging and inclusion, but in reality sacrifice true diversity and equal opportunity by focusing only on differences based on skin color, sex, and religious status. Next, they warned, it is now a liability for any institution to tout adherence to DEI ideology. Recent Supreme Court decisions have cast serious doubt on the legality of DEI, which has led to a full-scale legal assault on DEI, according to the Wall Street Journal. The data underlying the push for DEI have been exposed as overstated at best or worse, downright false. So, with that said, Arch, in the last 2 weeks, has there been a shift? And do you think that companies will listen to financial advisors that manage $16 billion of assets when they say, hey, this is a really bad idea?
Well, in the grand scheme of things, $16 billion is actually not a lot in comparison to many of these corporations, which manage actual literal trillions. But I do think that the shift is observable. I'm planning a live stream on it this week, probably, because I do think the dam has broken on a lot of this. You are seeing a lot of people now coming out and speaking their mind in ways that they haven't been willing to do before. It seems safer now. There was an article a little while ago in The Gamer, one of the mainstream gaming outlets, about how Dragon Age was too woke, for example. Yes. It's very clear now that many people are beginning to see that the pendulum is swinging, and they're now rushing to try and get on the right side of history, to use their own cringe terminology against them. So whether the companies will, I think they will, because we talked about Disney earlier today, and Inside Out 2, which I think I talked to you about on a previous show at some point, maybe. They specifically instructed their animators to not add in an LGBT love story between the main character and Rev, something?
Right.
One of the other side characters in there. And they told, no, you can't do this, even though the animators of Pixar's were like, no, but we want to. We're like, no, we're Disney again. We're going to make family entertainment. Shut up. And that is just the result of now many years of economic backlash.
Well, Inside Out 2 had the largest box office for an animated film in history at $1.6 billion, almost $1.7 billion. And I will say this. There were a lot of parents who were very skeptical of bringing their kids to Inside Out 2. But when they got the all clear from people who had seen the movie, I was like, okay, it doesn't include any of this nonsense. It's just a fun family movie for you to go to. I think that's when the floodgates opened, and I think Disney was actually rewarded for that decision. I think them making that decision of like, look, this is a kids movie. Why are we including this in there? Let's not include, the lead character having a crush on the popular girl, whatever. I think that was a $1 billion decision because, I think Inside Out 2 would have done fine. I don't think it would have done $1.7 billion in the box office if they made that decision. So, Blabs, do you have anything on that? Do you think that things are starting to turn a little bit?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I think it'll be like this for a couple more years. In fact, maybe it'll even double down a little bit more. But then eventually, maybe in like 4, 5, 6, 7 years, we'll see a little bit of an up. That's what I think.
Well, the financial analyst, and we're going to continue on this article, says they didn't stop there. They predict that the incoming administration, quote, will likely advance and enact policies that increase the risk of current DEI policies in every corporation, which I think if DEI is deemed illegal, which on the surface it sounds like it very much is, the idea of hiring somebody just based off their skin color, which is the exact opposite of everything that we've been taught in our entire lives. But now you're just hiring somebody off skin color or whatever, seems grossly illegal. It seems like if it is actually deemed illegal, then it could come crumbling down. But I do agree, it's not going to be like a faucet that you just turn off and, well, it's all gone. There's going to need to scale back.
About like contracts and things. You can't just null them. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can. There's contracts get ripped up all the time.
Yes and no, but like I'm saying, a lot of these are going to be played out. And I believe it was Gary who said this years and years ago, like 4 years ago at this point. He was all like, Disney will be the last one to learn. It's about all this bullshit, all the mistakes. So like we still got a long time to go.
Sure.
It's also just finding new people. Because as you say, all of the people they've got now are the left-wingers. They're going to have to find other people to write new stories. That'll take a very long time.
Yeah, and that'll be willing to join in after all the bullshit that they know has happened.
Yep. And it's going to have to be an entirely new crop as well, because most of the people who are on the right now and still existing in the field, well, they're beginning to make their own stuff. So why would they jump ship off that to go work at Disney?
Yeah. Well, I hope that there is a dramatic shift. I think that's all I can be right now is hopeful, and I hope that we can lead by example as well, and that as a small company, we're going to hire based off of people's ability, not based off of any sort of DEI objective. We're going to hire based off of merit, and I think that's really what it comes down to with a lot of these small businesses. Is that's how people are going to have to act. They're not going to throw down, well, I need to hire because I need a black person on my show, or I'm going to hire because I need a white woman, or whatever. You hire because you have the best person for the job, and that's how I've always hired, and that's how I will always hire when it comes to this. And Arch, question for you. I know you mentioned your family. You have your family as a company. Has this been tried to get into your family's company at all? The whole DEI thing?
No, not really. There are actually legalized DEI requirements in Norway. Like you need to have a woman on the board, for example. You need to have 40% representation and things like that. But those are luckily for the much larger companies again. But we do have those requirements, but luckily not in skin color yet.
Interesting. Cool. All right, let's go and finish up with some quick hits here before we get to your support. And we appreciate all your support, guys. Thank you very much. We will get to every single Super Chat, Rumble Rant, and direct donations, and locals tip. But first, let's get to a couple quick hits here to finish up the show as, hey, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Arch. Everyone's favorite, maybe the game that really bounced off the awareness of all this in the gaming space. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League is now 95% off. Less than a year after its release over on the Epic Games Store. Are you surprised by this, Arch?
Nope. And I finished playing Arkham Asylum again just recently. And man, it is incredible how much we've lost out on from those days in terms of story, in terms of gameplay, in presentation, in combat, in like the fact that it basically introduced the free-flowing combat system and so on. Like, wow. The entire Arkhamverse franchise started out so great and then ended with Suicide Squad. Like, God. That is just tragic.
Yep. Next one, we have another game that's related to Sweet Baby Inc. Obviously, Suicide Squad was. But another game in a more intimate way. You guys remember Unknown 9 Awakening was released, and that was a bomb of all bombs. Well, guess what, Arch? Reflector Entertainment, mass layoffs after Unknown 9 flops. Wouldn't you know it? They got to fire everybody.
Yeah. Sweet Baby Inc. is becoming the kiss of death to these companies.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't you know it? So now Smash went through and found all the people who work there, and they all have open to work on their LinkedIn profiles. So people are gone. Mass layoffs over. Wouldn't you know it? When nobody plays your game, you have horrible marketing and just bad word of mouth. People are out. People are out. And one final quick hit here as relates to, like I said, we're playing the hits today. We had Suicide Squad. We had this Unknown 9, and now we have Star Wars Outlaws. Do you remember what was going to save Star Wars Outlaws, Arch?
No. What's going to save Star Wars Outlaws?
PC players, Arch. It's Steam release. Yes. But unfortunately, a day before its Steam release, Blabs, and this will be a great story for you to talk about tomorrow, Star Wars Outlaws is barely in the top 250 of most wishlisted games on Steam the day before it releases. Yikes. So 249th.
Well, it's not had a very good positive release since then. Word of mouth is word of mouth. So this is unsurprising.
Yeah. And this despite the fact that this is the Star Wars game that everybody was asking for. Like, yeah, open world Star Wars, let you be a rogue running around the galaxy. Fantastic. And then they arrive at it finally and like, hello, you're a woman playing woman things. Like, oh, goody.
You're a woman doing woman things.
Because It's not even that she's a woman, because we had Iden Versio for Battlefront 2, and people didn't mind that she was a woman. They mind that it was a bait and switch. It was advertised to be an empire, and all of a sudden you're a rebel by like chapter 3. For this one, it was just everything looked like shit. All the gameplay was shit. The mechanics were awful. The fact that you kept glitching through everything, the shooting was awful. Like everything, there was nothing positive about this except maybe the music was great. So I think. Not that her being a woman, honestly, I don't think has anything to do with it.
Well, if you want some good news, guys, it's actually, since this article was written, it's actually moved up the most wish list games. Currently sitting, going from 249 all the way up to 244 right here. So congratulations to Star Wars Outlaws.
Woohoo.
The buzz is immense. And we look forward to seeing your tremendously successful launch tomorrow on Steam. So, all right, let's get to some support. Blabs, what do we got?
I'm like doing multitasking and everything. Okay, I got it. It's fine. Okay, over on Rumble, Crud Muffin for Dog says, "Hey guys, if sex between two people is a twosome, and that's why I was like, please don't interrupt this. And between 3 people is a threesome. I can see why people call Gavin Newsom handsome." Anyway, Valkyria Winter says, "I'm a simple man that loves boobs, thick females, and very feminine sissy men. We still doing this or not? Oh well. Happy Thursday from Australia. Yes, it's past 3:30 a.m., but here I am enjoying as I listening to you. Well, go to bed now because we're almost done. Thank you for being up so late." And also says, "Dump question." What?
Here's a rim shot for that first. There you go. There's your rim shot for you. Did it come through?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Hey, as Blabs gets to support, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate that. It helps with discoverability on the show. So yeah. All right. Keep going, Blabs. Fire away.
Yeah. Valkyria says, "Dump question, maybe, but Arch, do you think we will ever get a 40k Skyrim Fallout style game, RPG open world style game? Rogue Trader was great indeed, but we do need more 40k games or elder waifus."
Eventually, probably, as GW starts loosening up their hold over the IP, but probably not in the immediate future.
Okay. Bentley Guy for 10 says, "Before family head out to Kenya, I must inform Blabs she left off one of the best games ever. With that said, Blabs now has to stream that game called Big Rigs. Also, be safe, Craig." Okay. Cred Muffin says, "Blabs, don't forget that a rolling stone gathers no fingers pointing back at it." Okay. Squash Hammer says, "As there's boobs on screen, Barch sits there with the look of boobs are temporary while Arch lore is forever."
It's true. Boobs are temporary. Eventually, they'll just disappear.
Thank you for the wise words of wisdom. Pyro Beetle says, "How to Train Your Dragon is coming." Ugh. Mimic says, "That commercial makes me want to run out to buy a Jaguar. I mean, the animals, so it can eat me and I never have to watch that commercial again." That's rough. Abomination says, "What freak out there is thinking I was on the fence whether I was going to buy the new Jaguar or the Lambo, but you know what? Now they've made it even more gay. I'm going with the Jag." Yeah, right. Let me scroll. Abomination also says, "For that gesture of salvation, Norm L. Man has proven that he is above the normal man. I say he should be greeted as the humble Abby Norm L. Man." Thank you very much. And I am caught up on Rumbles and Locals. Okay. Boog says, "Arch, thoughts on the Sony Kadokawa thing?"
Great news, and I hope that they take FromSoft and turn it into a very diverse and inclusive company.
Please be sarcastic. Marksman says, "Arch, defend MLP from Volcano High simps."
My Little Pony is superior to Volcano High, it's true.
Okay. The Netflix King, dude, you went from Vikings to this, the ancestors must be spinning in their graves. Mercenary. This was a walk of shame for Mike Tyson. For what I'm told, he had to throw the fight or else the or else part included time in Leavenworth. Mercenary also says the Skyward Sword got the Wii U one for Amiibo. Ian, does side-scrollers still need 3D printers? No, I think we're all set. So I'm not sure if this came up before. Streamer, it sucks. Marksman says, LA coast here. Clear skies for me. Sucks for you. Well. Caleb says, I assume Assassin's Creed guys are being sloppy. Jay says, RFK will use $200 girl as U.S. milk source. Scarfy is Strange says, we need to bring back the jungle craze in gaming that gave us Turok and Shadow Man.
Yeah. And Barbacoon exploring interesting new lands. That'll be fun.
Neon Suspenders, she looks like quite something. Me says, Alphaba's a college-age activist for talking animal rights, banging an indigenous prince covered in gemstones in the book. So there is that. Thanks, Mimi. Gabriel says, it's supposed to be a spectacle helmet, so the glasses are not needed.
That's correct.
Marksman, Arch, why don't you share your review of Volcano and why Craig should play it? Is it better than Dustborn? Also, how did Ariana get away with the blackface?
Goodbye Volcano High is better than Dustborn. Yes, it is.
As for Ariana, people keep saying she's Hispanic. She's not. She's Italian, so it's just uneducated people. And I mean, she's just spray tanning herself, so it's not really blackface. Scarfy the Strange says, music does not exist in Arch's world.
This is correct. Music and
like
rhythm is a
ABBA?
lie. No, I despise ABBA because it's Swedish.
Right. I know, I was just wondering. Great music, but it's fine. Okay. Jay says, how to train your DEI revenue. Scarfy says, some of the Arch's best moments involve dead space, a warning sign, and an engine.
That's true.
Epsilon Alma says, new Harry Potter series will make the Weasleys black. Nope, because they're super duper poor, and that would be racist if they did. It's like casting Tarzan as a black man. No, can't do.
Always comes back to Harry Potter.
Well, it was a super chat. Can't you read, man? Caleb says, hear me out, live action animated movies, but with huge badonkadonks like massive jugs, R-rated full frontal, official corn by corpos. Ha, big head Arch.
Big head Arch indeed.
Boog says, just like tortilla, you say hagua. Hagua.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Rubber legs. Let's see if it works now. Duty, freedom, loner, monolith. And I told Arch that it would come out today.
I've seen no evidence of it yet.
Mercenary says, I imagine Razor's Fist would say this as the androgyny of cars. Seriously, it looks like the same look all American standard cars look like. Jay says, Jags went from the Bond guys to the Sam Smith mobile. Okay, speaking of Sam Smith, I've just seen this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but he's going out saying he's self-partnered. Is he doing Emma Watson? My goodness.
Dude, I don't know. I'm done
But
with
like,
that, dude.
Emma Watson at least dates men. What does he do? Raider says, a while back, Canadian Pacific Railway tried to change the logo like Jaguar and remove the iconic beaver. Canadians absolutely rioted. We saved the proud animal. Yeah, you leave the beavers alone. Ryo says, that zebra car screams Freemasonry cult on it.
Freemasonry, yes.
Oh, I'm like, Freema, like the actress. Anyway. Scarfy, have you seen Ronald the Barbarian? The wheelchair fantasy enthusiast would get a kick out of the no-legged barbarian chieftain fight. I have not seen. Legacy says, at the rate Twitch is going, Andy Jassy will give it to Elon. Scarfy says, Hassan Piker brought to you by 911 Airlines. Oof, 9/11. Use promo code America Deserves This for 15% off your next flight.
Yikes. Okay, yikes.
Mercenary says, ugly. No. Thank you, Mercenary. Gazilarian says, Asmongold doesn't run as his Asmongold channel on Twitch isn't monetized. His Jaguar channel is monetized, but he doesn't stream on it a lot, if at all. Scarfy says, are only Rule 34 artists making these games? Ranger became a new member. Thank you very much.
Let's go, Ranger.
Vito says, clarification, Jag to halt sales of internal combustion engine cars for 2025 to make way for a new electric model source. PIB, also the Roman from regular car reviews talked about. Yes, no, they have announced years ago that they were going to be doing like 2025 electric. Jay says, Craig, I said months ago you should hire a GF Keeley lookalike for Skip. You shot down that suggestion. Will you not reconsider it? That'd be funny.
That's ready. So it's funny you mention that because way back in the day, before the Game Awards even exist, we used to do skits around Jeff Keighley's pre-E3 shows, and guess who played Jeff Keighley? That was me. So.
Rough. Okay, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything on Rumble still. No, okay, perfect. Okie dokie. As Jason says, I do think these journalists are all on some message board. How many times are they repeating the same phrases such as Bioware's return to form? Cladic says, add category for VGA, game currently being sued. A says, shocked that Veilugard didn't get a hard push by the Game Awards. Nathan says, one thing that Black Myth did that I want more PC games to do was to have a free benchmark program to see if your PC can run it before you bought it. Yeah, that's a great thing to do because a lot of these new games, like Space Marine, that thing is hardcore on your PC. Sparky says, Kirsch has shown an article yesterday talking about how reversing DEI will be financially bad. They're already spinning narratives to stop the pendulum. Well, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow since Kirsch will be on tomorrow. Nathan Cassidy says, I've been saying it for years now. The Achilles heel of woke DEI is that it needs money, and this year has shown this crap doesn't sell. And also, people are super broke. Ranger also says, I agree with Blabs. Too many DEI movie, game, etc. projects in the pipeline. It'll be a few years at least before anything really changes. Yes. Mercenary says, San Diego's also clear skies here as well. And Darth says, just getting rid of a prepaid card balance. Hi, Blabs. What's the origin of the you-woo two-finger noise, by the way? Always been curious. Can I get one?
That's the ooh-woo.
Oh! It's an anime thing, and it's just, we'll leave it at that.
I pulled up a video from 2011 of me playing Jeff Keighley. Would you like to see it? At least the first 10 seconds of it. This may be why Jeff Keighley has an issue with me. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Overtime. I'm Jeff Keighley, and I'm completely average. I also drive a Prius. So
don't you have an electric car now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, continue.
No. My car's not average. It's spectacular.
Sure it is.
A Prius, look, no shade at anybody who drives a Prius. I'm just saying. It's Jeff Keighley is, the reason I use Prius is because it's a very vanilla car.
Shouts like you became Jeff.
You became him. No. But it's a very vanilla car. And my thing with Jeff Keighley is that he's extremely vanilla. He has no interest in upsetting anybody.
Chat. We're just not sophisticated enough to understand Craig's Prius.
Well, I don't drive a Prius, first and foremost.
It's an electric car.
Tell me how sophisticated I am looking right there.
It's fabulous. Who's the Viking in the background, by the way? That's hilarious.
Oh, that's Arch.
Oh,
there
okay.
it is. Arch, you know
back in the day.
Yeah, that's good. I think that was Thor. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, but we do these stupid skits and it is what it is. But Taker came in with a 5, says, Jaguar is owned by an Indian conglomerate, Tata. Their plan is to pivot from fighting the Germans in mainstream luxury to making solely 6-figure electric cars and SUVs. Do the ultra-wealthy care about diversity of their staff? Another go broke? Yeah, I don't know, Taker. Good question. And Winston says, given that this is kind of a political show, which people say that about the show, and I still don't understand that. I really don't. The idea that the things that we talk about are even remotely political, like the idea of diversity, equity, inclusion. The fact that that's a political issue is just insane to me. Or at least touches on cultural, political topics. I have a question for Arch. Since he's Norwegian, what political party does he support or tend to vote for in Norway? Thanks for answering. Great show. Hey, Arch, allow me to answer that for you. Who cares? I grew up with the mentality of you don't share that stuff, you know. Like I said, I've never really told anybody who they should vote for, but yeah, I don't know. But Arch, I'll let you answer that if you want to. If you want to say who cares, then whatever you want. So
the Progress Party, of course.
Okay. Mercenary says, I have a Prius. Need save gas on my delivery job. Hey, Mercenary, you're a normal man. I said Priuses are normal cars, but it's also a vanilla car. And if you like vanilla, go crazy with that. Just add some sprinkles every once in a while. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, Mercenary. Appreciate you. Did you answer this, Blabs?
Wait, I'm muted. It didn't show up on StreamYard, so this is weird. I don't know what you mean, do more trivia. I don't remember doing trivia when he wasn't here, but maybe we will. I don't know.
Okay,
But yeah,
sounds
I'm
good.
all caught up on StreamYards, by the way. I can't see anything.
Perfect. All right. Well, then we are all caught up across the board, and it is time to say au revoir. So, Arch, tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
Yes, laggy Craig.
Yes.
There's definitely something going on about the internet. I was watching another stream in the background, and there's loads of buffering. Like, there's probably YouTube is having a hard time today.
Okay, bye. He just left. Like, he's not even here at all. Anyway, Arch, continue, please.
Anyhow, I am Arch. You can find me on the Archcast, or simply just Arch for my Warhammer 40k lore. I will be streaming Stalker 2 later today, hoping that's going to be a good game. Praying.
Yeah.
And welcome back, Craig.
Thank
nice
you.
to see you, Craig.
Want to finish strong.
Torgo says, sprinkles on your car? That sounds Craig-tarded. Yeah, he probably eats ice cream off his car with sprinkles. He just looks at...
No.
What a weirdo you are, Craig.
No,
Don't do that shit.
No. Don't be like that.
Oh, and
All
Marcia
right.
says he hates sprinkles, strawberry, chocolate syrup, so I guess he won't be eating stuff off his car either.
Hey, eat your vanilla car then. There you go. All right, it's time to get out of here. I'm on vacation tomorrow through Thanksgiving. I'll be back next Friday. With that said, Blabs is going to be holding it down. Give everybody a rundown of who's going to be on the show, Blabs.
Okay, so let me open the schedule because we got a lot of people. So tomorrow, Melee K will be basically as my right-hand man for the next 5 shows. She'll be on all 5 days. But tomorrow we have Kersha. Friday we have Flawed and Lumi. Thanks to Arch, she is now scheduled, ready to go. Or is it Lummy? I always mix it up. Is it Lummy or Lummy?
I call her Lum Lum, but all you need to remember is that she really, really likes feet.
Right, okay. Monday, obviously, is Yellow Flash. We'll also be joined by Smash, who might be a little bit late on Monday. And then Tuesday, if Razor Fist does not have any issues with his PC or death, he'll be joining us as well with Kongmin Lee. So, big run-up. Yeah.
A lot of great friends coming on the next week or so. Once again, we're going to be off next Thursday for Thanksgiving here in America.
And then
but
we're back
we'll
with
be back
Bar.
at it. Yes, Vera on next Friday. So I'm going to be heading on a trip. I will be completely out of pocket. Do not tweet me. Do not email me.
And I forgot, on Wednesday, obviously, Mally Mouse. I just totally skipped
Let's
that.
go!
Mally, myself, and
All
Melee
right.
K. So it's going to be a lot of side scroll hers, but degenerate. So you're welcome.
Love that. Degenerate side scroll hers.
Yes.
All right. Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Boog, once again, for that. And Mercenary says, no, it's everywhere, Arch. I am seeing it on everything. Thank you, Mercenary. All right. Let's get out of here, guys. Appreciate your support. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in a week. Blabs will see you tomorrow. And remember, people are... this is vacation time.
What do you
People,
mean?
I hit vacation mode 3 minutes ago when I should have waited 3 more minutes. People are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Have a great day. See you tomorrow for Blabs. And it's Blabs week, except it's side scroller. See you guys later. Bye-bye.